welcome to the first of my hopefully many vlogs I'll be doing following my Erasmus journey that I am taking this winter in Prague. So I will be going to AMU, which is the Academy of Performing Arts in Prague, for about 4 months, I would say. So it's October until February, and yeah, I'm really excited but absolutely petrified at the same time. What I wanted to do for this video is to kind of go over what we need to do to kind of prepare for an Erasmus. A lot of people focus on what we do whilst we're out there, but there are a lot of things that you need to think about before you leave. And I would say a lot of things that I haven't really gone over and finalised myself, which isn't very good, but no one's perfect, are they? The first thing that springs into everyone's mind when they think about an Erasmus is, what am I going to pack? That is something that is very important and probably the easiest out of all of the things to do, I would say. With packing, you have to really think about what you can afford to take with you, how you are actually travelling there. Some people will go by plane or by car or private something. You can't say private jet because that's like flying, isn't it? I don't know, some other way. By boat, let's just say that. And which one you are doing, that tells you how much you're allowed to take, obviously. I'm very fortunate enough and I am going to be going by car with my parents, so I can afford to take more than I actually do need to take. But if there is stuff that I don't actually need with me and whilst I'm out there, I will just let my parents take it home, basically. You also need to think about what you actually have to buy as well. I didn't really think about this when I started my packing because I just thought, oh, I have everything. I'm just gonna steal stuff from home and pack that and everything will be fine. But I didn't even realise that I don't even have flip-flops and stuff like that. I'm using communal showers, so I kind of need stuff like that. And oh yeah, surprisingly, during quarantine, all my shoes decided to break, which is the worst thing in the world. But hey ho, just try and save up a bit of money, because then you'll know that you have enough to spend before you actually go on the journey. Visas. That is something that is extremely important for people who aren't from, I would say, the European Union, but that's literally only tailored towards Erasmus, but study abroad. If you go outside Europe, or if you just go to another country where you need one, you need to apply for one, and do it as early as you can, I would say, because then you know you don't have that worry just a few days before you go. I'm very glad that I don't need to worry about that, because England is in the it is in the UK. England is in Europe, but for those of you who don't, there are, I would say, you can find out online, but just try and do it as early as you can, because you don't want to pay too much money. You want to save that money up for doing the fun things whilst you are out there. That leads me on to the next bit, which is choosing and planning what you want to do whilst you are out on your Erasmus journey. I personally haven't actually planned on what I would want to do, but I have looked at things and thought, that would be a good idea. Considering what you want to do, you need to actually pack appropriately for what sort of activities and events you want to go to. So if you're a party animal and you want to go to all the clubs, then obviously you need to take clothes that are appropriate for that. Or if you want to go hiking up in the mountains somewhere, then take some walking boots or some good trainers. There's not a lot of space depending on where you are staying, and you need to think about that too. I should have said that in the packing, but I didn't. As well as your visa, you need to be thinking about your insurance. That is really important. Depending on what you are taking with you, whether it be a laptop or instruments, you need to make sure that they are insured for going abroad. To make sure that you know how long as well the insurance will last for, let alone where it can cover for and how much the insurance will be. That's something that's very important. I think for musicians there are a lot of companies that actually tailor towards musical instrument insurance, like the AMU, they do that, which is really handy. If you are travelling to another country that does not speak the language as your home country, then you need to learn the language. Duolingo is something that I have been using and I absolutely love it. I tend to find that it's not so good if I want to speak the language, but it's really good for just getting that vocabulary under your fingers and using it as an extra to your normal studying. I also bought some books to help me with my studying for learning Czech. It's quite hard for me. I'm not a very language person, but if I just know a little bit, even if it's just, I think if it's A1, I don't know if that's the one that is the basic. If you know the basics and can kind of work your way around and use Google Translate whilst you're out there, then that's what's fine. Luckily my course is taught in English, which is something that's very good if you are someone who isn't very good at learning languages, or just, yeah, I don't know. What I am saying is just make sure that you know some of the language before you get out there, because that will help make the situation less stressful. Know how you can travel around the city and where are the safe points, say like the police station or the supermarket. They're not in the same category, but in my opinion, they are very important. I love food. Something else that people seem to forget about is sorting out what you are doing with your home university or conservatoire. With mine, I don't know if I would be doing my exams at Prague or in London, or have to do both or just one set. Might as well just do 2 sets of exams and save that worry for later. I don't really mind doing a bit of extra work if it gives me a sense of security. May not like that idea when I have to write 2 sets of essays, but we'll get to that bridge when we cross it, shall we? Something that I think is a really good idea for you to do is set out what goals you have for the year or for your time on your Erasmus journey. A good example of this is just saying, I want to improve on my clarinet. You can make it very vague like I have there, or more specific, such as I would like to be able to play this certain piece. I can't really think of one. What's that really hard one that I can't play? Nielsen Clarinet Concerto. I would really like to be able to play the Nielsen Clarinet Concerto by the time I come back. Or I would really like to improve on my language skills and be able to have a proper conversation with someone in Czech. If you have goals in mind, you know that you are going to hit them if they are actually written down and in your head. So reminding you that you should really be doing these things, and it will help focus your studies and your journey in a certain way, because that's going to make your whole experience more purposeful, which is something that you really need to think about when you're going there. You're not just doing this Erasmus journey for fun. You are supposed to be learning. That is the whole point of this. If you weren't going on this Erasmus journey, you would be learning a lot of your curriculum back at your home university or conservatoire, and you just need to treat the conservatoire or university that you're going to with the same amount of discipline, which is very important. You need to know a lot of things, such as how to cook, how to clean, how to iron, how to do bills, and like all that jazz, really, when you, well, not actually when you go, before you go, because that's something that's really important whilst you are out there. I have lived at home for the majority, well, actually all of the time that I've been at university, at my conservatoire, sorry, and I actually know a handful of meals, and I only just learned how to iron. That's really bad. I'm sorry, Mum and Dad, but yeah. I don't know how to do the washing machine. That's something that I need to learn. If I did, I would probably... that's something that I did. The only thing that I've put in the washing machine is my shoes, and then I found out after I put my shoes in there, they're not actually supposed to put them in the washing machine. So I kind of shrunk them like half a size. They are so tight to wear, and I don't think I actually cleaned them. You learn, don't you? If you know how to do these things, then that's something that's going to make your life so much easier, and you don't have to worry. If you know how to cook, you definitely won't starve yourself. Think about it that way. And you don't want to keep going out and buying food, because you're just going to be out of pocket the whole time. Which leads me on to the final point, which is money. You need to know how much money you will have whilst you go out there. Think about ways on how you can save it and how you can kind of earn it before you go. Get a job and earn some cash. That's it. That's simply it. I don't really know how else to really explain it to you. Also have a credit card that you can use abroad. I know there's some companies that are very good, such as, I think it's Monzo. I just use Halifax, and that seems to work for me. Remember to have a bit of cash with you as well. That is very handy. If you go somewhere and you're literally just paying like a crown or like a few euros or something. Something that I have bought, which I think will be very helpful for myself, definitely, is a little cash book. This is something that will help me keep track of all the little things that I am spending and just see if I'm actually spending all my money wisely on certain stuff. I would prefer to spend money on experiences than just loads of rubbish food like chocolate or, oh god, I think I'm just going to end up spending all my money on Koffler and Marlenka. That's really bad. Or Perniks. Oh, they're so nice. They're like these little ginger things with jam inside. Oh, so gosh. I'm going to get so fat when I'm out there, literally just going to be buying food. I can't buy food. Maddie, don't buy food. If you have any questions or want to share something about your own Erasmus experience, please just message down below. I'd really appreciate that. I cannot wait to see you next time. Bye! I don't usually talk in front of a camera, this is not so good. I don't know, I'm just rambling, aren't I?